10 years ago, I started playing Dragonic Blade Master, but Bushiroad said, fuck you, your nostalgia isn't worth shit. Have the correct board wipe. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mr. Here. Today, I am back to cover Interdimensional Dragon, Chronoscommand Dragon in DivineZ. This is the farewell set for Craycross Epics, so they must say goodbye to Craycross Epics' greatest protagonist, Chronoscommand. So today, obviously, because I cannot talk about Chronoscommand without all my G-era fanboys jumping at my window, today we have Fade of Off.
I love Chronojet.
So, yes, surprise, this is part of the Chronojet deck. This is not a heavy deck profile. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm sorry. Today, we are here to talk about Chronoscommand. And he's certainly the most silent of the entire set. Like, he's very impactful. He's really good for the deck. And he gives a whole bunch of options that really keep Jet relevant for many years to come. And an entire reprinted strike deck set. Hooray. But very strangely, no one seems to talk about him. Like, just because he sits in the extra deck, no one kind of remembers that he's still around today. And so does all the people from Craycross Epic. Everyone just rather says, oh my god, evil! But everyone forgets that this guy was also part of lore. So, what gives, guys? Maishi, come on. So today we're going to talk about this deck. I will put the links in the description for my previous Chronoscommand deck profile. For my previous Chronojet deck profile. But the deck hasn't changed much, i.e. because it's only 2 cards. But I would say the mentalities behind this deck has changed, which is the most important thing to note. The G-Zone section may be a bit longer, and that's always because this guy is now here. So please stick around for the whole video. I promise you will not lose out. So the right deck, as usual, is still the same nonsense. It's still Crest, Chronodren, the foil, Mesa Gear, the foil, Smoke Gear, the foil, Chronojet, the foil that we definitely didn't rob a Japanese shop for. As usual, this is the exact same right deck from 2022, so I'm not really going to talk about it much. It literally does exactly what you think it does. Just watch the previous video. These are the foil versions because we bought the original strike deck set. You can check the opening a long time ago. But they all have been reprinted as commons, right? So your $1 way to end premium. Yes, sir. So goodbye premium. See you in the links description below. Other than that though, that's basically about it. Just remember your Chronojet Vanguard still has a GB2 skill, which is very important when we, this guy. Moving on to our great trees. Our great trees, we obviously play 1 copy of Chronojet Dragon in the main deck, 2 copies of Chronojet in the 1 copy in the right deck, 2 in the main deck for a total of 3. Right? Am I tripping there?
Yes.
So there's 3 total Chronojet Dragons. You can use any of the old editions as long as it's just named Chronojet Dragon. 2 copies of Noctalgio. He has been reprinted, inshallah. 1 copy of Balif the Goat, ? And that's about it, strangely. So our grade 3 lineup has shrunken down a lot because we're playing a lot more grade 2s. And if you're wondering who is this grade 2 in question, don't worry, he wonders about you too. But yeah, you see that the rotation of guys is still the same, it's just different ratios, right? Balif is now a one-off because you can now 2-box him to hell with Chronoscommand Dragon. We still need 2 Chronojet just so we can always reach into our big fat friend next stage. And Noctalgio is still here for the ride-up beat. By discarding him early, you can get a ride-up draw, and he also gives you a draw and 2 soul for a Counterblast when used as a rear guard. So, not much really to say. Again, all these cards have been talked about to death, so I will not really stress about it. Again, please, I implore you, check the link in the description for the previous Chronojet video. Most of you are Chronojet fans anyways, so you guys already know this stuff, right? Anything new we need to add here?
The reason why we dropped Noctalgio to 2 is because there's greater emphasis on, like I'm gonna say, just playing more grade 2s, but also because you can honestly just use all of your energy to just loop Noctalgio. So there was no real point in playing so many grade 3s, which is why we just decided to just play the clockwise to loop Noctalgio. And our right line Smoke Gear already searches for Noctalgio anyway, so you don't have him, then you can just find him for the strike.
Right. I wish Nightrose could do that.
I wish.
Alas, some decks are not meant to be good.
Yes.
Talking about decks that are not going to be good, our grade 2s, we still play 1 copy of Smoke Gear Dragon. So it's still the boy, it's still the fat grade 2 vanilla. Everybody say hello. We play 1 twin cast, mostly because we actually love defense. We play 4 copies of this is Upstream. Upstream is still the major attacker combo piece for Chronojet, so this is still a 4-off. I know there are some children running around saying, play 2, it's okay. It's not okay. It's not. 4-4 Revolt this. I'm sorry, this is the segment where if you don't have money, you kind of need to click away. 4 Revolt this is very strong. Spoiler. But not only that though, there is another grade 2 gamer in the house. It's my boy, Glimmer Breath Dragon from the creators of Vibatsuka the Overflyer. Kidani, I know you listen to me. I know you're out there. I've seen you. You know who I am. And they know that I want more on play CB1, draw 1, because that's the whole shit I'm addicted to. Like, if they did a blood test on me, that's what they'll find. Glimmer Breath Dragon is literally that. When placed on the Rearguard Circle, if you have the Chronojet Crest, where's the Crest?
Crest is synergy zone.
Can I put in something? Yeah. If you get the Crest, which means if you're playing the game, CB1, draw 1. That's it. Links in description for Vibatsuka video, because I don't want to turn this into a Vibatsuka video again. And then if you have a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard, he gains 5,000 power. So again, this promotes the whole idea of ride up beat, which is why you generally want to have Nostalgia around, because he will reward you for riding up. And unlike the fools who believe in, Grade 2 gaming, this guy does both. He promotes you to Grade 2 game because it's a CB1 draw 1, and he promotes you to ride up because if you ride up, he's a 15k body versus 10k Vanguard, which generally speaking is kind of very painful considering the amount of crest you now get. So yeah, but the numbers do not stop there. Generation Break 3, i.e. after your very first usage of Fate Rider Dragon, this unit when it attacks against 10, right? Wait, that's it?
Generation Break 3, when it attacks
when it gives 10.
Yeah.
For free?
Yeah, for free. But it's,
no cost?
But it's GB3, so
yeah, but that's alright.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's fine.
You got this on a 120 yen card?
Yeah.
That's so unfair. What the hell did Nightrose get this at? Dancing Cutlass?
Dancing Cutlass.
Disappointing. Our grade ones, I will let my good friend here cover, because frankly, I'm very embarrassed to talk about the grade ones. The grade ones, you have this guy. This is Mazer Gear Dragon. If you enjoy premium, let me know in the comment section below why you enjoy premium. And do you like dice rolls? I don't. 3 copies of Philia. This is the latest Youthquake. No, Skyride. All hail Vajula. Skyride promo. She's basically just Shenri. If you don't have the money to afford her, just play any Dark State staple like that says grade 1 8k. Frankly, you have my blessing. It's okay. I know people who are trying to sell this at like 6 times the price. It's not worth it. I just have it because, I have it, but like if you don't have it, you don't need to buy this. 3 copies of Focalor. Focalor is kind of the most important EB draw. She's basically painkiller on legs. When placed on regular circle from the hand, EC1, and at the end of battle, this unit boosts if you paid EB3 or more for ability this turn, including this,
the
generator itself. You can, by the way, then you can retire this unit and draw 1. You use this in conjunction with Clockwise Dragon. Now, I know Philia is an expensive card, so if you can't afford her, it's fine. I know Foreign Revoltis is also equally disgusting. If you can't afford him, it's fine. But Clockwise, you absolutely need to murder some children at your local store to get. Clockwise, when placed on the Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard is the same grade or less than your opponent's Vanguard, you can soul charge 1 and you can give this unit plus 2k.
Is it?
You can.
It's mandatory?
Oh, is it mandatory?
Yeah.
It's mandatory, sorry. But who cares? It's Dark States. Anyways, second skill, more important one. When a card is discarded from your hand to the drop zone, you can EB3 and remove this card.
During your turn,
yeah. From your rearguard or your drop zone, and you can put one of those cards back to the hand. So basically, just like what Fate the Fourth mentioned previously, if you discard Nostalgia for the cost of Strike, where's Nostalgia? Right, you can just hit him back to the hand and loop him again for the Strike. It is very effective. I think most of Strike deck sets competitive players in the year of our Lord 2024 will absolutely play their EB3 cyclers from Festival. I myself did it in Nightrose. People are doing it in Harry as well. Luat also tried Radiant for a while. Shiranui is obviously playing Warden, as I showed links description for my previous Shiranui video. So I will say that it is a precedent that it is there that people do actually do this. For Chronojet, definitely, because he needs the 3 EB to pay off for Focalor. If not, this package is just kind of useless. Then you're just kind of playing a different Chronojet deck. For Alim, she's also been reprinted. Thank you, Kidani. Thank you. To Gigi, the formerly best deck in format. You play her at 2 off because there's not really much space. She's still your on-play soul plus 2 draw 1.
You also don't have enough soul.
You don't have enough soul now, because now we are leaning into energy, as you can see. We are embracing the times like the kids. Hello, Blandy Meyer. But you can choose not to. It is a personal choice. 1 Dark States Cat. This one's absolutely essential. You only have 4 cards that come from the right deck, which is obviously going to be these 4 clowns. I'll give you a hint. You obviously can't remove this guy or lose the game. So you only have 3 cards. And because you only have 3 cards, you only can remove 2 cards. So just remove these 2 and you can get 1 counter charge per game. Chronojet can toolbox the grade 1 pool very easily thanks to all their time leap shenanigans. So having just 1 ensures you can play 1 extra turn for free. Again, I will say one more thing though, if you want some good luck, remove these two, right? Keep Chronojet. I heard people who keep Chronojet have a higher rate of, staying in their marriage longer. And now for grade zeros, speaking of our grade zeros, we have Chronojet. Do I need to explain this one? Do you all want me to explain this one? I don't think I need to, right? 4 heals, obviously speaking, because we want to stay alive. 8 crits, we need to sack people to death, baby. We are Mark Ishii. 3 fronts, you can play the soul fronts if you want, but I recommend you not to. The shield is much more important. But the soul fronts are nice if you want to consider a more GG based build. I think that's an option, but not for me. I'm here to win. 1 blue OT. You can play the Dark States OT, but this just gives us an extra card in hand, so okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think this one's a bit more subjective. I know there are some people who say, I love Velnot in Chronojet. You know what? I'm totally fine with that. But, you still need an overtrigger, so this is the overtrigger. Again, this can be anything. And finally, because I've been speeding through this deck for God knows how long, the G-Zone. Now G-Zone, we play 4 copies of Naked Station, 4 copies of Chronoscommand, and then 4 copies of Fatalizer Dragon, and of course our crest. So yeah, that one is still there. I'm trying to speed through this video because I want to talk about specifically the new people, but really I feel like the point of this entire deck has changed, don't you think? So let's give it the fair respect it does. Fate Rider, when it's doing attacks, count +1, choose one card in your G-Zone, turn it face up. And then if you do, you can send one guy back to the bottom of the deck, search your deck for a guy that's 1 grade higher, call it the Rearguard Circle, choose one of your units, right? Choose one of your units and it gets 5 for every card face up in your G-Zone. Yeah. So not only does the crest give you a natural 5k boost, Fate Rider also just tosses another 5k plus for free. We are in the era with the nature of Chronoscommand, that Chronoscommand is now your first flip target. Yeah. So make sure you can actually flip 1 to 2 Chronoscommand with Fate Rider and you generally will get a good boost. There is no reason for you to flip anything else with Fate Rider unless you're generally out of Chronoscommand. If you're out of Chronoscommand, you should have won by then.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also, do note that the Fate Rider's cost for strike is just the regular strike cost. So you just have to discard a card from your hand equal to sum of grade 3 or greater.
Yeah. Is there a difference in cost for command?
No, it's the main reason why command is so good is because it's the same cost. It's the same regular strike cost.
That's right. Yeah. So I want to talk about next stage first.
Okay. So next stage is the only one in the alternate cost. So his cost is that you must discard a card with Chronojet in his card name from your hand to is sum or grades equal to 3 or to strike. But I mean Chronojet is grade 3, so yeah.
What if he's not?
Okay, but anyways, next stage does his next stage thing. So at the end of the battle, then he attacks at Generation Break 2. You color +1, and you choose 2 cards from your hand and discard it. He goes back to the G-Zone face up, and then you write your Chronojet your hard Chronojet becomes your Vanguard again, he stands.
Yes, so with this, you generally have 2 center point breakthroughs, and if you been playing correctly, the crest is very strong. Chronojet SGB2 has a Sentinel, has a guard restrict for only grade zeros, right?
No, grade 1 or greater.
Grade 1 or grade 2. No, wait, so you cannot guard grade 1 or greater.
You cannot guard grade 1 or greater.
You cannot guard grade 1 or greater. So this will threaten grade zeros only. Yeah. So it's kind of like an inverse Glory Maelstrom.
No, but Glory is just stop Sentinels.
No, wait, no. So I'm thinking of V-Glory.
This stops grade 1 or greater, yes.
Okay, so generally speaking, this guy plus this guy is a lot of pain in the center column. But of course, the big downside to next stage, and you guys probably know this, all my premium build people, you fill up less cards in the G-Zone face up, which means you have less cards for the crest, right? Because if you only use Fate Rider skill once, that's 2. And when next stage disappears, it's only going to be 3. As compared to everyone else, where you can flip 1, you generally get a +1. Just like Obadiah, right? Just like Obadiah. Yeah. But I would ask you all to please consider the following, that life is not just about crest bonus, right? Life is about punching your opponent in the face while screaming a phrase in Japanese that you may or may not understand. And next stage is the embodiment of that. Now I finally get to talk about this guy. Chronoscommand, the reason why we're doing today's video. Chronoscommand Dragon is an X skill now. Yeah, don't ask me why.
So the strike cost is the regular strike cost like we mentioned earlier, which means you can abuse your Nostalgia as always.
Yep, and the skill is color +1. Your opponent puts all their rearguards to the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Goodbye Hostage, goodbye Nightrose, goodbye Direful, goodbye Equilibra, goodbye to all of you who are bought Reliant for 1 CB. Your hopes and dreams are destroyed.
And for any people that are wondering, it's not a choose.
It's not a choose. So your Ladder? Does ladder protect you?
Yeah, ladder still protects.
So ladder protects, but
but
everything else,
I mean,
no.
if you see your opponent go ladder, just go into Fate Rider. Like, just go into Fate Rider.
Next stage.
Oh yeah, and then then if you don't, so I guess you forgot to mention that this is generation breakthrough, so you can't do this on your first strike.
Yeah, so you still have to go into Fate Rider
Rider
first, but after that you can freely go into this. Now, the reason why I said with Fate Rider that you need to flip one command is because of the second part of the skill, which is
You give one of your rear guards the following ability after you have paid the Color Blast 1, which is at the end of the battle that. Okay, so let's say you choose upstream.
Okay.
So at the end of the battle that this upstream, let's say, attacks, you put him, the card that you chose to the bottom of your deck, and then you call a card with great +1 of the card that you just
Send back.
to Regal Circle.
Buddy!
Yeah, so let's say you put 2, then you get 3. If you put a 1, then if you targeted a 1 for the Chronoscommand skill, then you
get
give it a 2. And the court unit will give 5,000 power for each Chronoscommand faced out in your G zone.
Which basically is the exact same as Fate Rider, just phrased backwards.
No, but it only counts Chronoscommand.
It all counts, but the thing is that you flipped him,
Yeah.
right? So he's already dead. So the same way that Fate Rider gave you 5, Chronoscommand will now give you 5 because it's the same name.
Yeah.
So virtually no difference in the attack pattern. So all of you who are saying Chronoscommand is weaker, there's your proof. I have a professional telling me that. Now,
Okay.
you want to talk about the interaction?
Yeah. So the main reason why Chronoscommand is actually as good enough in this current format is because he actually has a very sneaky interaction that if you were playing in the year of 2015, you can be all too familiar with, which is Time Bleed. So let's say you have a card like Mr. Upstream or
Yes.
Mr. Gear Goat that unfortunately is not in this deck list, but you can still play him if you want to.
Links in the description
Especially
if you miss Gear Goat.
especially if you don't have 4 abilities, you can still play Gear Goat.
Links in the description if you miss Gear
What
Goat.
happens is that if you have a guy that already has his own cost to pull himself to the bottom of the deck, Chronoscommand skill doesn't fizzle because Chronoscommand skill just needs it's not a cost. The action is the whole skill just requires you to have put the rear guard to the bottom of the deck. To just go through the action. But if you cannot fulfill the action, the rest of the skill still continues.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
So that means you can technically use command on upstream and you get +2.
So upstream will use his own skill. So you have to declare upstreams in the order that you have to use upstream skill first, put themselves to the bottom of the deck, and then call grade 1. And then you use command skill. There is no unit to call to the bottom of the deck, but you can still go through with the skill to search your deck for something that is grade +1 of the card that you targeted for the skill, and then you call it. So in this case, you get a 3+1.
That is insane.
Yeah. So it's basically the same as TikTok Melon to get a grade 2 and a grade 0.
How have people
grade 2 and a grade 0.
How have people forgotten about this interaction again?
It's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years?
It's been 10 years.
You know what else? It's been 10 years? It's been 10 years since we did a Chronojet video. And that is why I'm ending it on that note. Where is Chronojet? Or where do we put it? Oh no. There you are. Hello. So that is basically it for the Chronoscommand deck profile / discussion video, because I've talked about Chronojet to death, and every time I talk about Chronojet, you guys start jumping and screaming hippie. I agree with you somewhat. I too am a fan of Chronojet. However, I'm not sure if this is too far or not. To be honest, I think Chronoscommand getting a whole board wipe for 1 CB and a multi-attack is a bit too far, but then again, it is GB3, so you're waiting a whole turn before Fate Rider, which I guess that warrants your suffering, but I have no idea, man. To be honest, I think this is really good enough to keep Chronoscommand around for very long, and Chronojet as well. It is nice to see that they're even willing to expand the G-Zone, a possibility most people only flirted with, but now we actually have it. We have a whole ass guy here, so yeah, I don't know what this means for Strike Net sets in general. If Mujin Lord comes to standard, I may quit. Will you quit?
No, I think I trust the design. I trust the design team.
I trust the design team too. But it is still nice to have Daisuke Izuka draw Chronoscommand again. One of my favorite units out. You know, I read a Twitter post saying his Chronasi is out.
What?
He said his Chronasi is out.
Get off it. Delete Twitter.
Delete Twitter? Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, anyways, this video has been very haphazard, just like every Chronojet fan, because all of you do not actually know what you want, myself included. But I'm just really happy that we have Chronoscommand and Vibatsuka the Overflower.
Yeah, I can be happy in that they gave us good support, even though I think this is not a very good for strike deck sets, I think this deck is still pretty good.
You say that now, but when Vanguard gets hit by the ban list, you're gonna be saying something else.
If Vanguard hits my ban list, I know what I'm playing. It's definitely not this. Ha 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 ha.
Rezael?
It's a secret.
Thank you all so much for watching. We see you all next time. We will be covering Messiah as well on the channel. It's either before or after this video. So yeah, just keep in mind in case I somewhat missed that. But yeah, that should be... What the hell is that?